Alright, so it's time to change the oil, so I'm just going to do a little how-to on changing the oil on 2003 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. You don't need a whole lot of things. You'll need 6 quarts of some 10W30 oil filter. You'll need a 16mm wrench, something that the oil can drain into, funnel. So you don't need a whole lot, but let's get started. First things first, just gonna open up the fill cap. These 5-gallon buckets, they're just, you know, they're easy to use, and throw a lid on it. It's easy to dispose of the oil. But drain plug right there at the bottom of the oil pan, pretty easy to spot. Want to make sure it's not, you know, super hot, because hot oil does burn. Doesn't feel good. Oh, it's still a little tight. And gotta be careful not to let the oil push the drain plug into the bucket, because then you gotta fish out the drain plug, and that is never fun. So there's going to be some pretty good pressure, so this oil might go shooting out, so hopefully we can catch it without making too big of a mess. We'll just keep letting it drain. Alright, so next step is locating the oil filter, which is, I don't know if you can see it, but it's right down there. Pretty easy to get to on these 4.0. Alright, let's get the drain plug put in real fast. It's something that you don't want to do, you know, you don't want to forget about the drain plug and pour oil in there, make a mess. But clean it off. I mean, these things don't need to be super tight. Some people like to crank down on them, but I just like to hand tight. I'm sure there's a specific torque spec, but I just like to go by feel. Pretty good. Maybe just a little more. Perfect. Alright, now let's work on that oil filter. So got oil filter off. I mean, pretty simple, spin on. Let's get the new one and put in. You're gonna wanna lube up the O-ring. So just take it off. It's pretty, you know, pretty simple. And then grab the just like to just dip it in some oil, get it lubed up good. That way it doesn't leak. Make sure this O-ring's seated all the way down. Make sure you have, you know, access to some rags when you're doing this, because it can make a bit of a mess. Stick it back up through here. And made it. Good, untie it and back it off a little bit. Alright. That is good. Alright, so here goes quart number 1. I like to run the Aimsoil. A little more expensive, but they claim you can get up to, what does it say, 12,000 miles? $12,000 or up to 1 year, whatever comes first, you know. There's no way that I'm gonna get 12,000 miles a year in my Jeep. I only live a mile away from where I work, so I don't take it long distances. So 12,000 miles is a long ways to go, but I'm also gonna try out some of this engine restore. Just says add to engine oil when you do your oil change. So we'll see how this works out. I've used it in the past. I mean, I haven't noticed any cons, but I haven't really noticed any, you know, pros either, but just keep trying it out, I guess. Shake well and pour in. Alright, so I got 5 quarts in there. I'm just gonna run it and then let it run for a minute, let the oil drain down, check the oil, see where I'm at, and then add as needed. So I'd also recommend changing the air filter with every oil change, but since I've got a cone filter, so I'll take that out and clean it and wash it, get it put back in. Right down in here, dipstick. So pull it out. Let's check the oil. So it is right on the add. So that means we're gonna add a little bit of oil. Add the rest of that quart and then see what the deal is. Let's just pull it out and check it one more time. Okay, yeah, it kind of dripped down, but I think it's probably fine. I might just pour this tiny bit in. This thing does leak a tiny bit of oil from the rear main seal, so I'll put a little extra in there. And funnel out. on. And we'll check this oil one last time. Just to double check. So yeah, it's right where it needs to be, so all that good. So oil change is one of the, basic routine maintenance things you can do to any vehicle, and if you change oil and air filters regularly, you can get a lot of life out of your cars. And that's any vehicle, in my opinion, if you take care of them, they'll last. But yep, I enjoy working on and doing it myself. Aimsoil is pretty expensive. With the filter and 6 quarts of oil cost me nearly 70 bucks. So that's pretty pricey, but if it lasts a whole year, I think, in my opinion, that's pretty worth it, considering. But yep, oil changes are pretty easy, real simple. I think it's something that anybody can do. You only need a couple things, and that is how an oil change on a Jeep Wrangler is done.